Take two. Well, you don't have to live like a refugee. Live, it's Friday night. FSB Racing in honor of the boss down at the LA Forum with Mrs. FSB enjoying the Tom Petty concert. This is FSB Racing live TV, Winston Cup 88, Friday night. And this is a big ass field, and we're in the chase, Greg. I'm not sure here. Fill in the fans here. Let's do this.
Chase in the Winston Cup, Milty. This is old school. You know it by now. We do it old school here at FSB, and this is old-fashioned points racing to the end.
Well, lots of last minute stuff here. New driver Josh Lindsay was not able to get in due to TeamSpeak and I file problems. Shame for him, but plenty of races to go. We'll be here, and we've been here a long time, and 11 years now and plus. And this is FSB Live Racing on pole. Qualifying, we got the number 9 in the Coors car, Ken Hansen, racing for a championship.
Run. Absolutely, great run for Ken Hansen. Just got a quick look there as we're starting to grid up here of the.
Just like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry the weight. We'll be just fine at the end of this thing. 10-4.
Yeah, and we love the Apple Collision Center sponsorship. We thank them so much, and we're getting ready to go racing here, and they picked a winner there. That's like the Kentucky Derby, and they got the house right there.
Yeah, and looking through the field here, Milty, we see Matty Watkins late arriving helicopter in from parts unknown. But the car was here. Matt jumps in the car. He'll start shotgun on the field. But certainly don't let that worry you. I'm sure he'll be where he needs to be when it matters most.
Say it with me.
Getting ready to start engines here.
Well, this is the home track for real NASCAR, and it coincides with the nationwide race is on right now, and which is pretty good karma.
Field too.
Yep.
And we see the 88 admin of the series doing a great job this year with these huge fields. Big responsibility, Milty, with these huge fields, the admin. So great job by Joe Cutt in the 88, and he's a pretty good driver too, isn't he, Milty?
Well, the thing about Joe is he speaks softly and correctly, and he carries respect with his driving, and he don't have to be loud. He's just very and he has wrangled this field. This has got to be the best year for this big series on Friday night on TV for behavior and results, and of course great finishes at the end, and that's a big tribute to the 88 and his soft-spoken manner. He just handles it, and people listen when he talks, like E.F. Hutton.
Absolutely, man. Just scrolling through this massive field here. We'll get to the front eventually.
Pace car is off.
Pace car's off.
Got to be careful here. We watched in the nationwide race, the real race, just about 30 minutes ago. They all crashed on the first start up here, so you can't miss a gear here. Got to get going, line it up.
We'll take this view of our leader, and you can see the field stream out behind them, so we can see if there's any trouble.
Boy, car on the apron there. That's what you don't want, but everybody gave him room there.
Yeah, Ken Hansen, Mike Sanders off to a great start. Mike Sanders going to the inside.
That was the 34.
And he
That
will
was
take that position and
sorry.
quick lead change.
That was the young phenom. What is he? 16, 17 years old. The future signing of as Thor Dog Racing is picking them out young from the go-karts here, and Isaac Johnson, he managed to get off that apron and do okay, and they gave him a lot of room there. I'm sure the young man's really excited here. Got a win already, and second place this week in the race. Definitely got major talent.
And looks like we do have a caution
Yellow
out there,
flag.
Milty.
28 cars started this race, and we're looking back and trying to see where the smoke came from.
Well, Milty, I saw some smoke there, so let's. And it looks to. Let's see that again. Looks like the 80 car was involved in the O2, and the 40 car also involved in that, Milty. Now that we can find it. The 40 got up right in front of the 80, kind of slid up in front, contact, and the O2, Matt Watkins dicing through the landmines, Milty, and
Once again,
I'm telling you, man, the guy has two rabbit's feet and
he's got
40
radar love,
clovers
man.
and more talent than I'll ever have.
No more speed.
Great
I'm almost there.
But looks like maybe the 40 car did take a good lick there. So did the 80.
He got the apron
So,
and came up. Once he got the apron, he came up right in front of the 80, and that's like, oh shit, there he is. And then he got loose, and the 80 really had nowhere to go. Following him was Dave Simons. Just a little tap there. Should be okay for Dave. Not really, you wouldn't consider that an incident for him. So he's no harm, no foul. Should be good in the O2 there.
yeah, and we'll ride with Matt Watkins here as he avoids the wreck. Cars spinning. He's on the grass. He sees cars in front of him. Turns back up the track, avoids everything, and keeps on going. That could have been disaster for the defending champion.
Well, and while that was happening, Mike Sanders, the Las Vegas, Nevada native and owner-operator of Sin City Racing and big sponsor of IndyCar races and stuff, fast son of a gun, he got the lead over the 9, so he will stay in first. And with a couple laps in there, it's like all these leading cars are going to stay where they're at.
Yeah, that would make sense here with just a couple laps in. Tire wear is fairly good here. I would say if there is no wrecking, I would say a fuel run is very doable here without really killing the tires. So if we can get that green flag run, Milty, tire management may not be as critical here as in other tracks.
Well, it's a professional setup, and you did some laps today, so you could probably elaborate a little more on the drivability of the setup and the longevity of it. It's obviously it's a pro setup, so it's a little loose with cold tires, and then that's why you're seeing these guys find the apron a little bit. Plus, maybe overreacting a little bit. You definitely, that's the last thing you want is that apron. And we've seen Isaac Johnson dodge a bullet, and unfortunately, Richard Sapp did not. But that's Richard's, new driver, and every time something happens on the racetrack, you learn.
Yeah, or you hope everyone learns. And absolutely, just it is a little loose to begin a run. And when there's traffic around you, the car is unsettled and noticeably unsettled.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Once the tires heat up, it's a very drivable setup, and you can run any line that you need to run here at Charlotte to be successful. Some guys are fast. I was watching Sam. Of course, we know Sam loves those high lines, Milty. And he was putting out some decent laps on the high line, and I was watching guys just hug that white line and turn out just as good at lap times, if not, maybe even a little faster. So once the tires come in, you can drive it, but you got to get to that point. And with this big field, as they were told in the meeting, just take it easy, let the car, you know, get get warmed up, and let the race the track and not the guys around you.
And how you do that is you back the corner up with cold tires early. You make sure you don't oversteer into the corner, which takes you onto that apron. If you're on the outside, then you just back it up even way earlier than you ever did in practice, and let it roll through. You got draft and all this that really still grabs some of these guys by surprise, and a lot of that is because this is a mixed field of pros, sportsmen, and they don't have that experience. And myself,
Absolutely.
it's one thing to win one of these races, but one thing I do know about is surviving them, and
Absolutely.
and that is by, backing the corner up and making sure you don't oversteer the car in the line, and make sure your corner speed is lower than you thought it was, or than it was in practice, until you get those tires warmed up. We go green here again.
Yep, green, and we see this field just stream out ahead of us. And Ed looked like got into the wall a little there toward the back of the field. There's following there the 108, Dog Palmer. Another shout out to Ma Palmer. I'm sure she's going to be watching this race, if not live.
Every Friday night.
She'll be watching that replay, and she wants to know where her boy finishes. She wants the boy on the podium. And then we got a wreck there, Milty. We got a wreck. 34 car, it looked like, and we're still wrecking up high.
And they're almost wrecking, getting back there. Daska does a great job to back off there and survive. But behind him, it was carnage. And of course, Matt Watkins gets through that also.
Of course. The 1772 were involved in the aftermath. Looked like the 02 was also involved. It looked like the 34 car, Milty, got a little loose. And one of the Voodoo cars, I think it might have been the 30 car, got into him, but really nowhere to go, it looked like. We'll take a quick look at that again.
Well, at this track and these speeds, I mean, the real Cup drivers are approaching average speed of 198 miles an hour. These cars are slower, less horsepower. Still, average speed is huge here. So when you're following somebody and they get loose, it's very difficult.
Yeah, and we're following the 34 car, Milty. That was Isaac Johnson, who got involved in that.
98 of my teammate Sam Young on pit road. I think he's starting to think, you know what, I need to go back and get in the back here. Not a bad idea with 9-10 laps here now, even though there's only been a few green laps.
Yeah, and we're taking another look at that incident, Milty, and 34 car, almost the same.
Oh yeah, he got loose on his own right there.
Almost the same issue. He was down low. Looked like he tried to not get on the apron, maybe turn the wheel just a little too much, and the car drifted up high, and he couldn't hold on to it. And finally, it came around, and the 30 car. Mike Guidry just nowhere to go. Sam also did a great job. The 23 car there, the 44, the 77, all did a great job of avoiding what could have been a real disaster. But then wrecking behind that incident, Milty.
Well, and the thing was, is especially on restarts, it's about spacing. And when you're looking at, he was pretty all up on the. Let's see, I'm looking back at my replay. I'm not sure what car he was up behind, but he definitely got spooked a little bit there, and was up on the car there. And you just don't want to do that when you have cold tires. You don't want to start the race until you get a little more heat in those tires.
Yeah, absolutely, Milty. And again, we were just talking right before the green is that.
And that was Bill Yarborough there. Bill was just holding his line, and Isaac came up on him and then went, oh no. And then kind of, you could see he got out of the gas a little, and it upset the car.
Yeah, and sometimes, Milty, what I've noticed just through my personal experience is that when applicants come in, especially talented applicants, not to say all applicants aren't talented in their own right, but above the average rookie driver, let's say, such as Isaac is, and like maybe let's say the O2 Dave Simons is in the field tonight. Um, they sometimes come from leagues, Milty, where racing cutthroat every lap is the only way that you can do it to survive, or you get left behind. And they're not maybe used to that early give and take that a lot of FSB drivers who've been here for a while, it's kind of almost second nature. That,
Well,
okay, I'm starting the race, I'm
absolutely.
gonna, settle in and work toward my first green flag stop.
Well,
Some guys are like, I gotta go, or I'm gonna get, left behind. And you can run into those two clashes of styles can sometimes lead to wrecks as well.
Well, and he's a young fellow, real young. Probably just got his real driver's license, and but he's a great talent. But the car in front of him there is Bill Yarborough, and that's a guy you follow. Because if Bill
Absolutely.
doesn't get in it, if Bill don't get wrecked, because he just does not wreck people, but Bill's won in everything. You follow the 54, you're going to be, one of my nicknames for Bill Yarborough is Top Five Bill. Because if he don't get wrecked, he's top five every race, even in these big fields. And just even from the evolution of the league, from when I started, uh, I used to have to race that way too because we were all crashing and barely holding on. But now this is more your strategy and how you drive. You have to be more like the real guys do, which is be patient and give room and use the exit of the corners to get back on your competitor and then back off on entry to the corner and through the center and then work out on exit. If you do that successfully and you're still not fast enough, then let guys go by. You watch the guys that have won the most races in this series, and that's the 15 and the 18. Excuse me, that burp was sponsored by Budweiser, King of Beers.
Green flag.
They do. That's what they do, man. And it's a process. I mean, we're not here to bag on people, and nor do we say that we can do any better. Yeah. So but no, you do well, but sim racing is a process like real racing, except you don't go to the real hospital if you make a mistake.
Looking through the
A good
top
example
now.
is the 9 car, because he's a new guy here too, and he just knows what to do when I posted a video the other day about Formula One, and Ayrton Senna was in there, and he said, a racing driver, if you don't go for a gap, you're not a real racing driver. But then at the same time, he also said, you got to know when to give it your all and when to wait for the next time, as we got smoke again. And yellow flag is out. Got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when it's important and when to think big picture. These are pro drivers here, and no disrespect to the 34 there. He's a young guy. He's won a race already in the FSB Cup, but this is a little, this is a process.
Yeah.
See what happened here.
Yeah, kind of didn't see really any telltale signs of any incident.
Big black marks right at the start-finish line there.
Caution's already out at that point. So let's back it up a little and continue forward.
You see the smoke there.
Looks like the 40 car got out of shape there, Milty.
Yeah, I saw him smoke the tires there. I was looking at that too. Maybe that because, but there was something happening.
An incident ahead of that, and it looks to me we see the 72 car up into the wall here.
Okay, there's the 40 in the wall too there.
And the 72 just following the 17 got up on the apron and then hard into the outside wall. And then the 40 car also had a problem. And
yeah.
we also have a car that went through the infield and Sam up against the outside wall.
That was where we saw those tire marks. Yeah.
So Sam had multiple separate incidents, Milty. Very unusual. Sammy.
Oh, hard lick for Sam there. That could be it for the FSB car there.
Yeah, the contact. And it looked like Matt Watkins did not avoid that one, Milty. Man, there's so many incidents in one span of time there. We'll take another look at it here.
Oh, a little contact between him and Ken Saska. Not sure if Ken came up there or that's always a problem at Charlotte Motor Speedway because when you come out of turn 4 right there, the car wants to go up towards the wall, and when you're down below there, take a look at that again.
It looked like the 7 did drift up slightly, Milty, into Sammy. It looked like Sammy was holding his line, but extremely hard contact. But here's the 15 car coming in, and hard contact again with the 98. Lifted him off the ground, in fact. And then Sam went for a hard ride down the front stretch. The 30 car.
Oh, boy.
30 car there.
Nothing for Matt to do there. That's hard frontal damage for the king of swing right there.
The 30 car had
the
to go
DK
up,
Toyota
got clipped against the wall as we see the 15 car running through the grass and coming back up safely. And wow, what a crazy incident that was. Well, Milty, it's only 17 laps into this race. And I'm almost exhausted already.
Well, when you're having like 3 incidents in 1 lap trying to keep up with it there, fortunately you caught all that because I was going through. I kind of missed that. A couple of the veterans are a little, these guys need to slow down a little bit. Private messaging me like, hey man, it's not a very good start. So
the 72 had an incident. The 40 had a separate incident, and then at the same time, Sam and the 07 had an incident, and Matt Watkins and Mike Guidry also involved in that. So 3 incidents almost simultaneously on 3 separate parts of the track.
Well, there's several of these guys that won races in the last couple of weeks. Guidry is one of them. You were telling me before the race he was really a car to look at here.
I think
He really loves this truck.
Yeah, and unfortunately, from the look of that hit that he took, I think that's all but probably gone away now for him. But we'll see. The O2 also had a little damage earlier. T-Roy has also been involved a little earlier in an incident. I think Pops has skated through a couple. Ed was involved early on. There's Isaac in 34. Back to green, Milty, and let's see what we can do here.
Well, that's definitely not what Saska wanted to do, and his since he's been here, his track record has proven that. But that would be a racing incident right there, not cold tires or nothing, just a mistake. You have to give him one there, but he's probably still got a good car, so he's still got a chance to do well here.
Yeah, he just needs to focus and put it out of his mind now. And when you have that first incident, especially if you either think it's yours or you know it's yours, your focus really has to change.
Nice pass by Dan there, down low, and Steve Weber up high. He's getting freight trained. Oh, he got a little loose right there, and Bill goes down low too. No harm, no foul. Sharfie, Jim Sharf win this week.
Super Speedway win.
Super Speedway win. Fantastic job, and he's just been a class act since he's joined the league, and now with Thor Dog Racing, him and the old man boss there, boss dog, they're going to, along with Isaac, as soon as he gets through his tryout, they're going to be a team to reckon with.
Yeah, and let's not forget
along with their
Ken Hansen too.
Along with Ken Hansen, which is slowly becoming the great Ken Hansen, because he is just really kind of forget about him because he just runs well, I mean.
Yeah, and of course, Ken.
That's how you come in the league here. Of course, he's got huge experience, but a lot of these guys have experience, and like you talked about other leagues, but he's just melted well in and understands racing and understands how to do it.
No, certainly does, and of course, Ken just drives usually this series only at this point, so may not be as well known for all the drivers, but we know him because we watched basically every single race since he's started here, and we've seen him go from just driving around and getting the experience to winning poles to leading laps to winning
a race. Yep.
And now you see that not the win isn't a fluke; it's the real deal. Another pole for him tonight, and he's just shadowing Michael Sanders. It looks like he's just very content to ride right where he is, and again, a great mark of a veteran driver, knowing when there's nothing to race for to just put the lap times in, log the laps, and think about how you can get by him maybe on pit road.
Well, and Michael Sanders is always a front runner, always a good front runner, and always a good qualifier. Really wants to seal the deal and get his first, I believe, Winston Cup win here, and he's really dialed in. When he's out front, he's very hard to beat, but Ken has definitely got the paces. They've put 1.27 seconds on Ken Ron, which that's another story of success. Always. He is, me and him on the track a couple of weeks ago, we seemed to, in 3 races I ran, we were always in the top 10 and always running, and he just clean, makes no crashing mistakes, and finishes where his car is good enough to finish, and that in itself is that's a testament to his driving skill and his patience and understanding of what's going on. Then he's got a real shot here.
Whoa. And there's a little contact there between the 101 of Alan Myers and 16 of Dan Francisconi there, Milty. And caution is out. I don't know if that was for that incident. Alan did a great job of gathering it back in, but there is a caution out.
Hard tire marks there on the track there.
Yeah, there is a pall of smoke on the track as well.
Oh, and it looks like Dave Simons has some heavy damage in the O2. We'll have to take a look if that was previous or if he was involved in that. He's another driver that's done well, but tonight, being in the back a little bit, he's just kind of got caught in the beehive of trouble. And with that bent up car, no, actually, we take a look here.
Looks like it was.
It's Ken Soska. We'll have to take a look at this as I'm rewinding it. He was definitely going backwards.
Yeah.
And what happened here? It looks like he was trying to let cars by, and he lost it on his own. Did a great job of hitting the brakes there, and that saved those other cars that go around there. Believe me, folks, to do that, you got to know.
Well, Milty,
he's pretty much sacrificed himself, but that could be two for him.
Well, when we take a look at it pre-incident, we see the 07 looks like, and the 80 of Ed Finley made just a slight contact there, and that sent him out of shape, and just slowly did a slow loop there on the outside, but then hard front end contact and rear contact, Milty.
Yeah.
Safer barriers there, but yeah, hard contact with the outside wall there for Ken. So
hard to say that Ed could have got down lower. He's pretty much committed to his line, and I would call that a racing incident. And we'll let the administration figure that out. But with Ken's damage there, he might want to park it.
Yeah, we'll see if.
I'll be right back.
If there, sometimes you get a little motor damage when you hit that front end against the wall, and of course, if you get the motor damage, you won't be able to make the speed needed, to compete. So we'll see what happens there. We see the front runners here. Let's see if the pit stops were completed. And here we go back to our pit stops. As we were looking at the incident earlier, this was pit stops. You see that orange car, Matt Watkins, way down the end of pit lane, already in as the other cars stream by him, getting into their stalls. You see very tight stalls here at Charlotte. Ken Hansen there, of course, right in the front with the pole there. We see Matt Watkins coming out, trying to get by as many cars as possible. And Mike Sanders beating Ken Hansen out, but it looked like Ken did take second there. Ken on third. There's Ken in third, and Mark Desenza fourth. Dave Jandry fifth, it looks like, coming out of the pit lane. Robert Bokum, Bill Yarbrough, there's Matt Watkins. 101 of Alan Myers. Alan got a little out of shape, a little contact there he had. Got a great run. He kind of had to woe it up. And caution came out, so he didn't lose any ground there. So I think he'll be happy with that well-timed caution.
We just got the 98 out of the in-care center. Sam Young, how you doing?
Oh, I'm back. Am I live? Hey, Milt.
You're live on FSB TV.
FSB, Sammy,
don't say the 7 words you can't say on TV.
Sammy, that was a hard hit there in the wall and a tough break there, trying to make a move on the outside.
The car feels so comfortable out there. I got a little bit loose. I was a little bit loose on the outside of him. I did give him a little bit of a pin down. I think I might have spooked the 07 a little bit there. I don't think he was expecting that, but that's where I'm going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're on the outside like that, yeah, that's just a tough racing incident. Kind of 2 of them for Mr. Soska there, and Ken's a real clean racer, and just with these big fields, that kind of stuff kind of happens. And there's a lot of damaged cars out there, including some front runners that we usually see, like the 15. But he had front contact and still seems pretty strong. What is your take on the feeling of the car, and why we're having so many cautions here early?
Well, we ran this set last week during the week here. Where was this, Greg? I forget. I remember.
Chicken Run?
Yeah, the Chicken Run. Yeah, we ran.
Yeah.
The exact same physics, and it was. I thought the set was spectacular. I really did. At that time, and I couldn't wait for tonight because I thought it was going to be an absolutely fun race. It does take 2 laps for these things to settle down, and once they do, as you saw, we had a little bit of a good green flag run there. For a while, that was just a close contact between the 80 and the 07 there. Just again tight racing. But this track. They're going green.
Going green.
Are you going to stay with us in the booth here, man?
Sure. Sure.
Awesome.
I'm going to be right back, though. I'm going to have to take a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Awesome. Okay, that's Sam Young.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Always a great treat to have Sam in the booth with his knowledge and he knows these guys just
Well, he's
as
a
well as anyone else.
class
too.
act, class driver, and a really real stud. And but this is a field of studs here, so stay tuned, because I guarantee you at the end, and I'm not just blowing smoke, we are going to have a fantastic finish like we do every week. Like we did Wednesday with DeCenza, and see Greg's Twitch TV channel and watch that finish with him and Mark DeCenza and Matt Watkins. We got some racing here. Woo!
Yeah, some
Dave
hard racing.
Gentry. Whoa!
Some hard racing there. They hashed themselves out a little, but man, some good racing going on right there in the top 10. Just scrolling through, just making sure everyone's driving, trying to keep this thing green for a little bit here and let everyone kind of find their own spot on the track. So far, so good on this restart.
Cameron's got track position, and when I watch Cameron, it's like watching myself in the mirror on these kind of tracks. And I think Ken is like me, where he's not real good on real restarts, and he's very patient, and he wants to make sure and leave enough room here. At some point, though, as he's losing ground to Ken Hansen and the 191 again, he's going to have to get more aggressive. But knowing him and knowing myself, he's sticking right now. I got P3, and he's got a good lead on Mark DeCenza, but DeCenza's going to be coming. Right now, it's not really necessary. So, and that's why the 303 at Ken Ron is very successful at top 5 finishes. But we'd love to see him get a win here, too. Pops goes wide in the 99. Got a battle here with the beat-up 72 and Joe Cutter's trying to get through there.
Some good racing.
No harm, no foul. Guidry with a little damage, but Simons with some damage there, and they're really negotiating well with some beat-up pieces there.
Yeah, and that's where's that going on, Milty? Wow.
That's in the back here, but I mean, and Simons up against the wall.
Still green, still green.
Well, at this point, he's beat to hell, but he's racing, man, and still got a car that's running. Might as well.
Yeah, we stay green. We see a little battle there between the 83 Steve Weber and the 23 Jim Scharf momentarily there. Going back up to the front of the field. We see a 44 Mark Favor. There's a 54 Bill Yarbrough. Looks like they're all nice and in line right now, Milton. And as soon as I say that, Matt Watkins makes a move on the 51 of Dave Jandry.
We saw him.
Finish line. He takes that position.
We saw him have frontal contact there, but he really got it woed down. How much damage he got? We looked at his car. It did not appear to have much cosmetic damage there. So He could have dodged a bullet there with that
Yeah,
frontal
I
impact.
I think he was slowed down just enough there, Milty, where it was more of a bump than a hard hit. So of course.
Troy Higgins in the top 10 there, and going for Mark Fravert. Mark's a kick in the ass, man. I just love this guy, and he's a heck of a racer. Very humble, and
Come a long way.
and he's come a
Here,
long
that's
way. Absolutely. And Troy got a win here last night in the Pro Trucks. Pro Trucks is kind of a small field lately, you know. I mean, you know, got so many series to race here that guys got to take a break at some point. Is there a barbecue going on the front straightaway? I swear, every time they go by, I see smoke there, Sam. You cooking some hot dogs over there or what?
I am eating a hot dog right now. No, it's a hamburger.
Of course.
I tell you, my boy Mike Sanders. What a great story. He's doing a fantastic job, and his former teammate of mine in Sin City Racing. And I'm kind of, if you were to give me a pick, then I don't want to jinx him, but no, he's definitely my pick. He's been long overdue, and he's a heck of a racer.
Well, I've seen the talent he has, and in Indy cars, he sponsors the Indy Indy 500. They got a big ass trophy here, which he put a lot of time and money in, and one of the most cherished victories I've ever had, and also the Long Beach trophy that. He puts a lot of time and money in, and also he's just such a very good racer.
A pure gentleman.
And a pure gentleman, absolutely.
And I have found our incident while you were spinning the yarn, Milty. The 34 car and the 88 were side by side.
Now they're all coming in.
The 34 car just got a little loose and
Woo,
into the
look
outside
at pit road
wall,
right there.
and then big contact with the 80, and he went for a ride of the race right there. That's the ride of the race right there.
As you catch that, we're watching pit road.
Woo.
They're
Pit
all
road,
fanning
yeah.
in about 20
Pit
cars.
road looked really busy there. It's about as busy as I've ever seen it. Great job by everybody.
We'll catch
Look
up.
at them come in right there.
We'll catch up to pit road and.
Oh man, not Isaac's night. The young
Yeah,
man.
I'm not live with you. Sorry.
The young man there has definitely went for a ride. But, he's a young trooper. Looks like oh my gosh, that was a hell of a ride there.
Oh, get a bucket, Milty. Get a bucket.
I gotta throw up. Where's my bucket? I gotta throw up.
Wow, that was a ride.
And if you got the TV on, and you might be watching the Nationwide race, it's Brad Keselowski. Comes from nowhere there and wins the race in Nationwide. So back to FSB racing here. Well, you know, this is a learning experience for Isaac, and he's won a race, his first race at FSB, winner, and he's the highly touted, and he's already got pretty much locked into providing he makes the applicant criteria for Thor Racing, which is developing a huge team here. But, you know, when it's not your night, it's not your night. And Isaac's, he's definitely going to, hopefully he'll come out of the fake in-care center here all right, which we know he will. And that's Ken Hansen on pole in there.
Well, he certainly has learned quick the 2NC rule. I guess unless the car was totally wiped out, because he was probably close to having 2NCs tonight.
Yeah, and he's like 16, I think, or he's real young. He's the son of Ryan Johnson, who was a class act that race here. He hasn't been able to due to work and stuff, you know, but his dad was a very class act, and you know, I try to put myself in the position of being young like that. I mean, no way, man. I'd have got thrown out of here, you know. I was not mentally stable enough to handle that, so you got to take that into consideration.
Speaking of Thor Racing, we got the dog up front right now, and he's trying to gain a point by leading a lap, or he's gonna go for it and get in front of these leaders, maybe with no tires or 2-tire stop.
Well, knowing Dog real well and talking from his inception in the league, he talked about winning a championship, and I was like, well, at his beginning, I was like, dude, you need to finish a race first, but he was already thinking big picture, and he's completed the deal, and he has won a FSB Cup truck championship, and now he's taken on being a team manager and a mentor for the young man Isaac, and providing everything goes well, that's going to happen. He pits. He got his 1 point bonus, and
Yeah, they're gonna. I think they picked up Jim Sharp too. So
yeah, and they got
another class driver.
Building a very nice team there. Good job by Dog. Mike Sanders been out front all night long. Really solid car so far. Ken Hansen on the pole. I think very content to just ride up there for right now when it's early on, staying clean. Mark DeSenza, Robert Bokum, our usual suspects. Matt Watkins, top 5. Matt's dodged some bullets. Maybe even got maybe a slight graze, a slight wound. But
in my wreck there,
there.
he said that he had got no damage from my wreck. I asked him.
Just a kind of a love
He
tap
ran into
there,
me. Yeah,
but,
yeah. He kind of pushed me out of the way there.
Well,
But I'll
and
tell you,
the game's funny like that, and this is realistic damage. So, but a clean, straight hit like that, he dodges another bullet.
Sure
well,
does.
these guys know the 18 and 15, of course. These guys know tire wear, and this is going to be a tire wear situation if they go a long refrag run for sure, because they might. You'll see them holding back in the beginning, just enough to keep up with the leaders, but not burning them up too much. And I'm hoping Mike just does the same thing up there in the front there.
Well, as Milty said a little earlier, Mike knows one gear.
He's a
and
great
And that's
front
true.
runner,
That is
man.
true. That's true.
So-
He's a fan in Indy cars and stock cars. When he's up front, there's a real talent to that. You analyze your competition, and you know what they're best at, and when you know he's up front, you gotta race your race, because his race is you're gonna have a hard time beating him at his own game, and that is straight up front with all that downforce. He's a machine, and he's fast, and he will be fast. Can he seal the deal? I would love to see him do it. Like Sam said, when you see class acts like that, and you see a lot of regular time winners, but this year we've had multiple winners, and this season ain't over yet. So stay tuned, and it's going to be a good finish.
Oh yeah, and we see Matt Watkins did put a move on Robert Bokum, got around him, and he's joining that top 4. Then a little back to Robert, Bill Yarbrough, like Mark Favorites there, Jandry.
What about the 303? That was a huge. Oh, we got Simons up on the wall again, but he lets him by. But the 303 went way to the back there. They had to have some problems on pit road.
Maybe an EOL too. Possibility.
Yeah, we look at the scanner, and we do not. Yeah, we see an EOL. Absolutely. That's and for the 80 also. That's the pressure of this league and these type of fields, and what you got to do down pit road. Sam, you know a lot about how that goes. What's it like there? You're trying to get every inch, every second, no?
Well, it's a matter of what the game's going to allow you to do, and deceleration going into pits. You can go into the pits at about 5, even 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, but you'd better be decelerating at a certain rate that the game allows, and you don't really know what that is until you just mess with it, and the game doesn't let you know in practice whether you've offended it or not. So you can't really practice until race time that radar gun. So. It's a real challenge, and pitting is a big deal.
Well, he's still on the lead lap here, but it is time. It's like timing lines, and just like the real guys. You know, it's an average speed from when you come in till you hit that first timing line has to be 55 miles an hour. You can come in at 85, but you better get it slowed down on the brakes. And you know, we see the great ones like Matt Watkins, Kevin Lewis, Damien Gottstilla, and also the 18 of Robert Bokum really master that and test and practice that, which is always part of the whole game of racing.
Well, here you are gonna win or lose in the pits on with these kind of drivers like the 6, the 18.
Pops down low there, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, so looks like we've developed a couple packs now. We have a top 4. Mike Sanders, Ken Hansen, Mark DeSenza, Matt Watkins, really tightening up the top 4. And then we got another group of 5 led by Robert Bokum.
Oh! The 30 of Mike Guidry on the apron as the 16 goes by there. Whoa, not that another management situation there that they handle real good.
Yeah, and that apron can really zap you. It's an unfriendly apron.
Caution is out.
And we do have another caution out. So yeah, it looks like the front stretch is in a perpetual fog.
I think there's a barbecue down there. Somebody is cooking some hot dogs, or the porta potty's on fire down there. I'm not sure.
Every time you mention a hot dog, thinking hot dogs. Wish there was a concession stand nearby, and there isn't.
Yeah,
Could you make me one too while you're at it?
Looks like we got the O2 going around, Milty.
Yeah, she's beat the shit right there.
Contact with Pops. The O2 went spinning. Pops went into the grass, kept it straight, but the caution did come out as the 43 had to take some evasive action there as well. So,
what they gonna do? Pit road. They're all coming down. Ken Hansen and the 191 of Michael Sanders are neck and neck down pit road.
There we see Matt Watkins, and we got a spin deep. It looks like Troy Higgins is spun.
Oh, Troy Higgins spun in the pit road there, and that could and still spinning. That could be.
No penalties. Sometimes when you get
look at these pros go into those.
Boy, they shot into
stalls.
the pit. Oh, Mike Sanders with a slight.
Not bad though, not bad.
There, but that could give Ken Hansen the lead now, though. Milty, Matt Watkins stick.
Oh, 2 tires, no tires and fuel for the 191.
Wow, bold move there. Ken getting 4 tires right behind him. Interesting move.
Ken Ron coming in 3rd there, out of sequence, having to go around P4. That's the hardest thing, Sammy. You know about that when you're in line and you go into your stall, it's one thing, but when you get out of line in track position, you got to go around that car. How hard is that?
That's just like trying to it's really cold
It's like parking in New York or San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like double parking. Trying to parallel park.
You see the 15 car here, very
slow.
Yeah, it must have been EOL, I'm thinking here, because he's very slow on
no
the
signal. No signal on the scanner. 44 Mark Fravor has no third
gear. Nope,
he's
rolling.
Now you go, and so something going on there with Matt Watkins.
No third gear for Mark Fravor. He blowed 3rd gear. That's going to hurt him a little on the restart, but.
So
Dan Francisconi in the 16 has retired, and so has Dave Simons in the beat-up O2 car. Tough night for
15's
Dave.
Back in. 15 just came back in the pits.
So the attrition here is starting to mount as
the 108 is saying no 3rd or no 3. What is that?
We have 9 cars already out of the race at just 55 laps in, not even halfway yet. So this is going to turn into a survival fest with the 43 car
Rick
up front.
Bisconder.
Yeah, Rick, obviously not pitting there, so we'll see if he just dives in. Lights are still
Well,
on, so
he's
still
got
time.
fuel and no tires for Mike Sanders. I don't know at this point if that's, we'll see.
Interesting move. I think it was unnecessary move. So we'll see. Mike is. I would never second guess someone that I know
Bisconder is in.
is, 1,000 times better than me. Far be it from me to question strategy, but an interesting strategy. And I just thought when you're the leader, you don't need to. They need to react to you. You shouldn't have to do any reacting.
Well, that was a pretty good run there, guys. So at least
Well-
you got to get 2 tires,
Well, you take it. He took no tires or 2.
I think he took 2.
It looked like
Yeah.
he
Well, he
took
probably
2.
took 2.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you. Excuse me. Didn't mean to cough in the mic there. Hey, the 2 tires here after 3 or 4 laps. 2 tires, I think, is doable. I wouldn't want to stretch it more than 5, 7 laps to go into that and then take 2 tires. But I don't think he had much to worry about there. I don't think it's going to affect him that much. Not with this setup, which is, like I said tonight, probably one of the most awesome setups I've ever driven. It's definitely the funnest time I've ever had at Charlotte. Was the chicken run in here tonight. It's just you can just really run the outside, and the only problem with the outside there is, as you guys can see, out of that turn 3, out of that turn 4 there, the wall comes up quick, and you can get a nice line on the outside. You get a great line coming out of there, but the inside guy doesn't have that good line, and he tends to want to crawl up to the wall, and that's where you get the contact, and that's what happened with me, and I just seen it happen with Pops in the O2, I think.
Yeah, it's a trouble spot, and much better to be following there than side by side, for certain. And we'll see if that plays a role, continues to play a role, we should say. They're coming out of 4, and we're getting
Pace
ready
car is
to
off.
get
A lot
back
of
to
good
green
cars in
yet
this
again.
gaggle right here. Yarborough, Jandry, Fravert,
Yeah, we'll see
Steve
without
Weber
that
has
third
been
gear
real
for
patient.
Mark, if that stacks up the field.
And that hurts you, and it does. It definitely, Jandry has to stay right on his ass there, but that does lose a little bit of time there.
But everyone safely away from that. Good communication there by Mark, letting everyone know. Dave gave him plenty of room, and we're good to go from that. And we'll see if someone can catch Mike Sanders and get around him.
Well, this Matt Watkins is going to have to come from the back again, and he was in the pits for a long time after the jack was let down, and I'm wondering if he had some damage there and finally caught some. So we'll keep an eye on that 15 because he can make things work even when he's got that damage.
Scharf up into the top in 9th, and Ken Ron has worked his way from 15th or 17th back to 10th place with a good car. A lot of good cars in front of him here.
Great job by Ken Ron there, coming back up through the field. And then we see Matt Watkins, good distance back, getting underneath Mike Pruitt. Mike's had a tough night as well. He's had some damage, and I don't think he's 100% anymore either. But we'll see if Matt Watkins can go do his magic. He's in 16th position right now.
Good to see Mike Pruitt doing so well too. He's a great driver, another class act, and I don't see him out here on the track nearly as much as I think he would. He's just another, like I say, another class. There's not really anybody that's not a class act here, but noticing more and more when you're around these guys. I don't get a chance to race with Mr. Pruitt much, but when I do, I'm always thrilled to be around him because he gives you all the space and he treats you like a gentleman, and that's what that's what this is all about here.
Great guy, great racer, and it's having.
We got a spin on the infield again. Looks like 30.
101 of
Alan Myers, one of those
right up in front of Mike Pruitt, and he does a little two-step, Texas two-step
that was
around
good.
him right there, Milton.
That was great.
Still green.
Still green. That was a great move by Mike Pruitt right there.
Good job by Alan to keep it under control too.
Yeah, absolutely no spin.
Yeah, he got spooked there a little, and at the same time, he probably knew that 07 was going to hit the wall. Little contact there for Alan Myers, though. But just another guy that's really on the cusp. We saw a lot of winners in the last 2 weeks in the different divisions, and we're really starting to see, what we've been saying all year. Like, this is a talent field where everybody can win. Well, we've seen a lot of domination from the 15 and 18, but we're starting to see it.
The 6 has just pulled up in front of the 9, and it was looking at the outside of the 191. Looks like we're going to have a battle for the lead very, very soon.
Yeah, this top
he's
three.
going to try low now.
And Mike Sanders looks like got a little loose there too. Mark DeSenza leaning on him a little there. Got him a little loose, but he keeps it out in front. What a great three-way battle here.
Well, Mark's gotten into rhythm lately, and by his own admission, he's stabbed himself in the Achilles heel a few times, and we see him constantly qualify P1 or P2 or always in the top 5 queue, and not always being able to seal the deal. But with his Wednesday night Pro Cup win, I think he's got some momentum, and
I agree with that.
And he's coming.
Yeah, and he's driving like it right now. He really wants to get around Mike Sanders, but Mike is just driving right what he's doing.
Mike's
exactly
gonna defend
what he needs
right
to
there.
do here, but Charlotte has a lot of space.
He gets on the grass right there. Whoa, that's Charlotte right there, though. It takes a look. That's a professional pass right there. That's how you do it.
Ken
No
Hansen,
contact,
where will he
and
go?
Ken's gonna go with on the bottom there because Mike's hung out to dry here. Now the 191 needs to get back in line and
take a deep breath and
that's where those 2 tires might have hurt him
absolutely,
a little bit.
yeah.
I totally agree. I think the 2 tires are showing up, and what it also has done, guys, is brought this next group of very fast cars into the mix, led by Robert Bokum, Mark Favor, Dave Jandry, Bill Yarbrough, Steve Weber, Ken Ron. These guys are fast, and they've caught the leaders now.
And these cars do work well, believe it or not. Here on a 1.5 mile track, these cars do pull up in the draft. There is a draft concept here, especially in the CTS physics. And you can get a good bunch of momentum, and whether you can hold the outside line here and with that kind of momentum is a different story. But
well, and this smells of a long run here all of a sudden, and that's the thing that always scares you when you get 2 tires for track position, especially when you come into the pits in P2. My rule, personally, easy to say from the couch here, but. That's a move you want to make later in the race, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad. He may go down 4th and 5th if we get a full tire run here, but he's still very strong and holding his line.
Yeah, very strong, and he's right on the back bumper of.
But Robert's coming now, and Robert knows he took 2 tires. One of his teammates or whatever, plus he's listening to the broadcast live, so. Along with Mark DeSenza, many of these drivers listen to the broadcast, so they know our call on this, and they get a bird's eye view here of what's going on. They know that 191 is definitely, he's defending down low, and Robert's just picking his move here.
Looks like he's going to make a move on the outside here. Robert just always in control of his car. If he needs to pass outside, he can do it. If he needs to pass inside, he'll do that too. And just a great move there, right around the outside of Mike Sanders.
That's 4 tires versus 2 now.
Yeah, another 2 versus 4 battle lost by Mike Sanders, and I think he's going to lose the battle to these cars right behind him too if this stays green. But if he can stay with this lead pack, he can limit that damage.
And then outside of that lead pack, by the way, you got that 4-second gap back to the 15. And I've been watching the 15, and he is losing ground. So I don't think that draft he's kind of lost that draft concept. So it's a good situation now for the 18. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and the draft, Sam, is strong here, especially with this mod, no?
Well, and as these guys mix it up in the front, though, I'm wondering if that's going to allow Matt Watkins to creep back into this race. He does have the 19 and the 30 with him. But 3 cars against 9 is a losing proposition if everyone stays in line here. So we'll see what happens with this lead pack, if they dice it up or if they stay in line.
Yeah, he's been losing
Oh, boy.
been losing about a tenth a lap so far when I watch the last 4 laps. So we'll see what happens on this lap and see if there's gaining at all.
Who's going to the front? Robert Bokum.
Yeah, he's losing a little bit.
Unmistakably marching to the front, and now it's,
Look at this gaggle right here. Ken Ron wants to go somewhere. He's on the tail end of that.
yeah, he's
Got to be 1.5 or better
I think Mike
to
Sanders
catch the
is
draft.
starting to get.
And
his
Jandry
hands
is starting to
full
look
as
outside.
well.
Oh, what a move!
Ooh.
Oh, we had the
Little
43 way up high. Good job
briefly
by the
3
43.
wide there. Yeah, everyone got around that safely. Dave Jandry, it was the meat in the sandwich there momentarily, but he stays on the outside, and that's a great battle with Bill Yarbrough.
Whoa, it's
54
not
and
easy to
51.
hold it up wide there.
What a great run by the 51 there.
Yeah, great run, but they're losing ground now, staying side by side. 83 and 303 are staying low because that's the fastest way around this track generally. So we'll see if that battle continues. We see the 83 did get around.
18 just made a move on the 6.
These
For the
tires
lead.
are-
18 is the lead.
These tires are starting to equalize here, so this could be minimizing the damage here for Mike Sanders here. He's solidly in 4th there. Let's see now if some of the tire wear is equalized and he can hold that spot. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he loves seeing all these guys racing hard behind him, using up their stuff. I'm sure of that. Ken had a brief look there at Mark in the inside, thought better of it. They stay in line. The 44, Mark Favorite, though, is coming up onto the back bumper of Mike Sanders, and he's taking Bill Yarbrough with him. So this pack here is fast and racy at the same time.
Well, we got a press release from the Wednesday night race. We tried to drag the 54 up to the booth, and his press agent said he was not available. He was P4, and we need 3 guys up in the booth there. So we'll have to see if he can finish on the podium, if he'll do an interview or not. Otherwise, I guess we'll get P4. You know.
Yeah, well, we're in negotiation with his people. He's a tough negotiator, to put it lightly, Milty. Bill Yarbrough is
Whoa,
set
boy.
in his ways.
Mike Sanders defended down low there, and Bill wants by here.
Yeah, Mark.
I caught Bill on the radio. He was a little skeptical about the start of the race, but now we got green flag racing here, and this is what he likes.
Yeah, this is what he lives for, Milty, is the challenge of getting by guys that are maybe just as fast as him, but
he's a fantastic racer. Our race at Le Mans in GTP, when he won the 2.4 hours of Le Mans against me, it was epic, and his skill range is unlimited. Short tracks, Sammy knows. Sammy's leading the points in the throw. Oh, and then Mark Fravert up against the wall there.
We stay green, so that's going to hurt Mark. He's going to fall out of this pack.
Oh my gosh!
He's going to quickly get gobbled up by this group of 3, led by
That
Matt
could help
Watkins.
them up front, but that's got to be 1.5 to catch on the leaders.
Yeah, and the 15 is steadily losing, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
they are
guess that he
losing
had
ground.
some damage back there, because the 15 is capable of catching the pack without the draft.
Yeah, there might be some issues with Matt Watkins' ride there. Maybe some motor going a little sour on him. But this group here has lost 1. The racing has not changed by much. Hard racing. Mark Senza not very content with staying in 2nd. He's taken several looks on the inside of Robert Bokum. Ken Hansen right there. But Mike Sanders, I'll tell you, I'll give him credit. He's hung on in 4th. And maybe those tires are equalizing a little
Oh, well,
with that hard racing that we've been seeing.
oh, we need to figure out when the last time they pitted now, because I didn't pay attention because
Got
we
Anson
had
moving
so
a
many.
move on the inside.
How far can they go now,
he
Greg?
pulled it
You
back in.
figured about 30, so we got a ways to go. But eventually, now we got to start thinking about green flag stops. The Two Jakes. You ever seen the movie The Two Jakes? One of my favorite movies. As we see the 303 get under Dave Jandry, I would call them the Two Jakes because they're like identical type of drivers, always flirting with the top 5, and now they're racing side by side, which is gonna hurt them. Whoa, Jandry's up high.
And the 9 is definitely fighting the 6, and he's got the 191 coming behind him.
Yeah, and
helping him out.
Move by Ken Hansen to root out Mark DeSenza. Not an easy thing to do.
And Mark is not giving it up.
No.
Yeah, Mark's a multiple world championship and champion in other leagues.
Jandry gets very loose there.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh, he's against the wall.
Jandry hit the wall hard right in the main straight.
And he might be. And it looks like we've lost another out of this pack. Ken Ron.
This isn't intense or what? Sam, you know this, man. I mean, it looks like they're just going around in a circle, but that ain't it at all.
If the average viewer here who has never even tried this before had any idea of the skill level it's needed to do what these guys are doing on the track right now, they'd be amazed. It's as close to the same skill level as you would need to do the real thing. You just don't have the money. You know,
absolutely.
And the sponsorship. You know, this is the way it's been set up. It is a simulation. There are some characteristics to it that are not identical, but they're close. And you know, the Nicole Johnson there has that full simulator, and you know that there's a little bit of a delay there, not much in that full simulator, but you know those things, you know, they're really close. So when Nicole is beating you,
down
she's beating
into
you.
the pits, he misses the stall. Goes down, parks sideways, and there's some confusion there. What is he doing there? That was definitely not what he wanted to do. Is he going to pit and park? What is up with the 151? And
he's going to get
he is gone. He's gone.
Yeah, and maybe too much damage done from that hit against the wall.
Well, when you're racing top 10 here and you get that disappointment, sometimes you just get pissed off, you know.
Well, pit stops have started.
Yeah, pit stops have started, Milty. We're on lap 86. So our first
I'll be right back.
Stop, Mark DeSenza in the 6 car. He's coming down. We'll keep monitoring the field here to see other takers. Back to the front, Robert Bokum, Ken Hansen, Mike Sanders.
The 30 is pitting. The 30 and the 44 will be pitting. The 191 is going to be pitting. And the 18. They're all coming in.
Okay, so here we go. Lap 87. A lot more takers. Now, this is, again, Sam, Matt Watkins, master strategist as well as driver. Can he do something here on these green flag stops to improve his track position?
Well, I'm watching him right now, and he's not taking any tires.
On pit road, and we got another. Mike Sanders has spun coming into pit lane.
And the 15 never even took tires. This is a weird night.
Wow, and we have caution out, and man, this is really going to scramble the field.
Absolutely.
Ken Hansen in pit lane has not got service. I think he may drive through. Mark Favorite, Robert Bokum changing tires while the caution is out right now.
So is the 9.
And the 9, yeah, not driving through. Wow, this is gonna.
They passed the start-finish line, took the caution, so they'll be on the lead lap, I believe.
And since they're on pit lane, they can't get entry into pit lane illegally. So
correct.
They may benefit from this even more than the rest of the field. We'll see. What a unfortunate time for a caution. But Mike Sanders, he's probably heartbroken right now after a great run up to this point, but. Just got a little in a little too hot there, Sammy, and looped the car around.
I'm checking out the replay now. Yeah, he must be heartbroken with that.
He's on pit lane now. Of course, not over. I mean, still plenty of laps here. 52 laps remaining, so all is not lost for Mike Sanders. No damage to the car other than tore up the tires a little, but he'll get some freshies and see what he can do.
Well.
Yeah, he did. Looks like he made no contact with the wall, but it did appear that the 9 had just kind of like really locked out the brakes in front of him, and I think that just caused Mike to hit the brakes a little too hard, and it just came out from underneath him, just kind of looped around nice and slowly and quietly, and he didn't hit the wall or anything, so he might be all right.
Yeah, so we'll have to let the game here reset.
I'm glad they're
the
doing
running
it.
order.
I'm glad the game's doing it, yeah, because it would have been hard to figure out.
in the lead right now.
Sure does, and with the web behind him, can run behind him, and then the 191. So the 191 might actually be okay.
Well, and this stuff is so funny, and racing is so funny. We've seen some status quo stuff, but the league, the races they're not over yet, and all of a sudden we're seeing some cars we haven't seen up
And
front there.
I think we might have some cars trapped a lap down now as well, and it looks to me that maybe the 6, the 30, the 44,
15,
and the 15 of Matt Watkins, and I believe maybe even the 23 of Jim Scharf might have either tail end or 1 lap down. Matt Watkins showing 1 lap down. The rest of those cars are showing like a minute and a half behind, which usually indicates tail end of the lead lap, but they've pitted, so that could swap up things as we'll reset it as they cross the line.
might make for
a lot of craziness here.
very interesting restart coming up, because it will be double fire restart with a lot of these fast guys up front.
And you know Matt Watkins and his thoughts on 1 lap down, and that's to get ahead and basically run away from everyone. And I think that's exactly the strategy he'll use if his car is able to do it.
Yeah, they're still sorting things out from what I can see.
Man, it's very confusing. The 6 car is showing right behind the pace car, but also showing a minute plus down from the leader, which is the 54 car, Bill Yarbrough. So it looks like we might have 3 cars trapped on the tail end of the lead lap. And the rest of these cars, Matt Watkins, Mike Pruitt, trapped 1 lap down, and the 19 of
It's going to be very interesting.
I've been in this position just last week, and that's how quickly it can happen when pit stops are happening when the caution comes out. It throws things. The game is pretty good, but it's all about track position at the point, at the line, when you stop and when these cars pick up the pace car,
and the lights are
and you
off.
get back in line. And
we've got the 15 pulling up on the inside.
And it is the great Bill Yarbrough in the lead.
We'll see if Matt Watkins heading toward the front, but not at the front just yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too, because he can go all the way up, I think, in front of the 6.
Yes, he can. Now, Sam, talk to us about. You must have been waiting for a lap down car maybe to get ahead of him. Sam, tell us what this tail end of the lead lap, but in front of the leaders. What's your mindset if you happen to be one of these cars? You just drive balls out and hope caution saves you, or
that's what I do. If I was at 630 or the 44, I'm going to go as fast as I can and hope that a caution comes out early, because you just can't hold it out there with them guys. And
definitely seen you get your lap back, and there's no lucky dogs here, and you're absolutely seen you do it before.
See, the 15's running right alongside the 54. I think he thinks he doesn't have to pull up, but he can.
Oh, they're crowding down low there. What's going on there? Who's in what line right there?
Yeah, a little confusion at the start with Matt Watkins not going all the way to the front.
Well, those other cars were feigning down low. Are they a lap down too? Or are they in the
they're
wrong
tail
line?
end. They're tail end.
They basically
Okay,
could start the
okay.
race that way. It was the 6 that had to start the race. So
Absolutely, yep.
So
and the 15 didn't show up. So
the 6, the 30, the 15 and the 44
Great call
now
there.
all on the tail end. So Matt Watkins did get around Bill Yarbrough, who's our leader. So those 4 cars are tail end of the lead lap cars now. Bill Yarbrough in the 54 is our leader.
Yeah, he's not concerned with that. That's not a problem.
And now
he knows where he
Steve
is.
Weber got around.
Webb is now the leader. Yep, Webb
Steve
will be
Weber
the
How
leader.
about
new
that?
leader.
Come on, Steve. Well, talk about class act in the dictionary. That's Steve Weber, newest admin to the FSB League, Tuesday night chicken runs. And
he'll lead his first green flag lap, I
Good
think,
for
of
him.
the season here. And that's awesome to see.
He has willed his way through years of struggling and being on a super uber team of Monsoon Motorsports and learning and having the intestinal fortitude to be that guy sweeping the shop. And now they got, he ain't sweeping the shop anymore. They actually hired a guy that sweeps the shop now. It's not the 83, and he's leading this race.
Yeah, awesome to see. Of course,
What a class act!
may
Like
look a
we
little
say
confusing
over and
here,
over, but
on the broadcast with the cars in front. Those cars are on tail end of the lead lap.
tail end.
Mark DeSenza, Matt
And
Watkins.
after a while, it's time to go too. It's got to go. And you got that
Absolutely.
54 is going to be putting pressure on it at 83 very soon.
Oh, and Matt Watkins gets
Oh, wow! Very
Oh,
nice
wow.
fight. Nice save by the. And the 191 will go around him.
and a host of cars go around the 15 now. Wow. Matt
I
Watkins
don't
is
think-
extremely loose there.
I think the 15 had some damage there a
Yeah.
while back ago.
Yep,
And
yep.
he's fighting that car.
He's just not the same, man. Yet I agree.
So let's recap this now after that wild ride by Matt Watkins, the 6.
What a great show,
Look,
FSB.
and-
Oh,
Oh, the
30 gets
30.
loose.
Good job by the 30.
You
And
see
he'll
him
go
stab
for a
the
ride.
brakes right there. That's
Oh, we're getting rid of these guys one by one.
That's 180 mile an hour decision right there. Stab the brakes. Cars coming around. These are skilled drivers right here. Don't try this at home, kids.
There goes the 83. It's time to go.
Yeah,
Wow.
now Steve Weber pushing by Mark Favor to put him a lap
Come
down.
on, Steve.
Man.
Wow. Hey, they're barbecuing on the front straight again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's a perpetual fog.
God,
on
I'm
the-
starving
on the
too,
front
man.
stretch.
Feed
Matt
the dummy.
Watkins making a run back now at Bill
Yes,
Yarbrough.
he is. I mean,
And he gets
Oh,
extremely
there it
loose
he goes
again.
Watkins in the inside.
And he's hard into the inside wall.
that will probably do it for him.
That might end it for Matt Watkins, but we stay green.
Does this kid put on a show every
Wow.
freaking week though? But
It's something else.
it is something else,
Unbelievable. Matt Watkins hard into the inside wall. That probably ends his night.
Yes, he has
no-
retired.
No points racing for Matt Watkins. It's win or go home. And
Yeah, no
that
points
keeps
racing
it,
this year.
that keeps it green too. Very unselfish act right there, as usual. I would not, that's the kind of people you got here. Very. As soon as he was going sideways into the wall, he knew. As soon as he hit the wall, he was going to exit out and try to keep
Mark
it green.
Favorite brushed the outside wall there. Robert Bokum going underneath. Ken Hansen following underneath. So Mark one lap down and now falling behind. Then there was one at the front. It started with 5 tail end cars. Now there's only one left, and it's Mark DeSenza. Not a surprise there. But
that's the
Sanders
thing.
battling Steve Weber for the lead again. And Mike
That's
Sanders
the-
gets loose, and he goes for a spin.
Woo!
Oh, it's looped it.
Oh
Mike.
boy,
You
save
give it a
it,
shot.
son.
And a little bump to
yellow
the
is out.
Caution's out. Cars going through the Mike Guidry down into the grass, avoiding any
God,
damage.
look at the intensity of
Wow.
this racing is unbelievable.
So, man, Mike Sanders was looking good. He was moving back to the front. He was battling Steve Weber for the lead there.
obviously you got a pit here now, but you
And-
can't make it to the end. You
No,
gonna
you
try
can't.
something? You gonna try 2 tires? I don't think so. Right now it's status quo, I think.
Yeah, I agree, Milty.
And
Mark
who?
Cosenza gets his lap back as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And
There
that's
you
bad,
go.
bad news for the rest of the field.
Bad
We'll
news for
have
the
30
Bears.
We'll have about 36,
Oh,
35
they're
laps
waiting on
to
the pace
go.
car. Careful, boys.
35, 36 laps to go when we go back green.
And-
So it's going to be the tanks hold 32. So and you can do a full green flag run. So it's going to be really
Clutching.
tight. That
Clutching, you can
yep.
do 36. So,
We'll see.
you're going to go 103 or 104. That's
saw-
going to be right there, man. But clutching, you'd have to clutch from the start.
Well, let's see how good Steve Weber's pits crew is today. In
Very-
fact, he's got the 18 jacked up in front of him and
does.
kind of sideways,
Come on,
and that's going to be
Steve.
tough. We're going to get a good stop and a good exit by the 83.
Got to cut that wheel hard.
Yeah, he does. And here they come.
Good
There's
job.
The 54.
Come on.
The 54
Oh,
wins
the
that
54
battle.
got him. Yep, he got him.
Oh,
Yeah, when
and
he come out
he
there.
does not come out in P first, P1.
No, P2 for Steve Weber. P1 for Bill Yarbrough. Great stop by the veteran.
Dog in the top 5. You know, I mean, we talk a lot about his grandma watching and his mom watching and his family and stuff, but when you talk about the racing progress of the 108 in this intense field, you know, we've talked about it over and over again. A lot of these guys have disabilities. He drives with just his hands. He's, you know, paralyzed from the waist down. He makes no excuses in life. You know, last night we were talking and he was listening to all my problems. Just a great friend and a great driver. And he has made no excuses and just willed it and tested and practiced. You know, to become a great sim racer, you have to put in the work, and he has done that. And once again, top 5 running. Okay, now he's back in top 6, but fantastic run.
191 has retired.
Oh, jeez.
Man, that's a heartbreaker, man. That was the last car I was hoping to see retire tonight, but it's hit him, and
Just
man,
how fast it can happen
it's a
and
tough-
the intensity of
yeah, it was some hard racing at the front there.
and
Well, Mike has always been a true sportsman, and even when situations like this, you know, he comes back, and if you were to talk to him right now, he'll say, "Oh, you know, that's just it. You know, this is
Absolutely.
sim racing," and he'll have a smile on his face, and he'll say, "We'll go get him next week, and we'll come out here again, and he'll put on a show again." And this is his kind of track, so I was really rooting for him. I know he does really well on these and on those 2-milers like California and Michigan. So we'll see him next time, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Good guy.
Great run by him. Fast car all night long.
Great show.
Unfortunately, I think that 2-tire change was the beginning of the end.
Of the end, yep,
his
yep.
run there. Never to second guess anyone, but yeah.
Now we
that
got
was-
Sharf in the lead
yeah,
there.
he'll peel off. He's peeling off in the pit lane. He led his lap and got a point. That leaves it back to Bill Yarbrough. Beat Steve Weber off the line in pit lane. Ken Ron 3rd. Ken Hansen 4th. Dog in 5th.
We got
We have
full
5.
throttle up there. Full throttle. It's been a while since full throttle has tasted victory on TV,
Yeah, nice to
but
see
they
it.
got the
Nice to
right.
see.
But nice to
this
see
kinda
that.
I mean, this is a great top 5. Not our maybe we'll say our typical top 5, but some great drivers up there. We got some great drivers still a lap down as well. So there's still going to be some
They got
2x2
their
racing there at
yep.
the front.
Got to
We
be
got 3 of those
clutching
lappers
right
coming
here.
up.
Yeah, Troy
Clutch,
Higgins,
clutch.
Troy Higgins, Mike Pruitt, and Mike Guidry, I think, are all just 1 lap down. When you're 1 lap down and there's still 37 laps to go, you're still in it.
Hmm. In this league, you got to race for it, and you got to go for it, and
Just ask
you
Mark
have the
Cosenza.
right to do it. Yep, absolutely.
And
Now that 19 is going to try to get his lap back. I can
Absolutely,
guarantee you. He's a Troy. Troy he is like a what you could say, balls to the wall driver like that 191 you're talking
absolutely,
about.
and 2 big Pro Cup wins this season. Troy's had a bang-up season.
Awesome season in the Pro Cup.
And with this chase coming around, he's definitely a threat in Pro Cup. Robert Bokum's just
Pace car off.
blanketed the field in the points for Winston Cup right now, but Troy Higgins very much alive in Pro Cup, having a great all-around season here. So we'll see what he can do on the inside as we go green.
Green.
Great restart by Bill.
Bill's a consummate professional, and he was actually he private messaged me. He was a little irritated at the start. These guys need to get it together, but he talks what he delivers, and now he's up there running in the front here. Like shout out for the 101 of Alan Myers up to 6th there. He's really he's another guy we talked about talent, and can he get a win in this star-studded field? Well, he's in P6, and he just got passed by the 6th though. That dude's coming.
Whoa, and Mike Pruitt got onto the apron there.
Woo! Like Mark Jackson says in basketball, "Mama, there goes that man." And
I
that
tell
would
you
be
what.
the number 6.
I'm telling you what, 83 there, that Steve Weber, he is not going to let, this is as strong as I've seen Steve ever.
This is
he's giving Bill all kinds of heck up there.
This is an
He's
opportunity.
looking low, looking high.
I know, I like it, Sam.
I like it, yeah.
He might be sitting on a cactus right now there in Tucson.
The big cactus.
Driving the wheels off that car right now.
There he goes, too, on the inside.
Come on, Steve.
And he's got
got some help.
Yeah,
great job. I told you, he's on fire tonight.
And he
on
just
fire.
drove right around
The
Bill
54
Yarbrough.
is not easily passed. I'm going
No.
to tell you right now,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, that was something else.
Wow.
Strong move by the 83. Very nice, Webb.
And now the 19 trying to get that lap back on the outside.
Well, Steve might just want to give it to him back because the 19 helped push him through there.
That's very true, but boy,
But you don't want to give it up too much, though.
there's some intense racing here at the front.
And
Ken
the
Ron
303
now.
looking, yep. They're all looking low.
Oh, Ken Ron looking low there, and Bill's kind of hung out to dry right here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there with that 54. He doesn't have no
and there
damage, I don't
goes
think.
Mike Pruitt on
There
the
goes
spin.
Mike Pruitt down low. That's going to have to bring out the caution.
Oh, they're wrecking now, yep.
Oh.
So this is it. They're going to be able to pit now and go the distance. And Steve's going to let the 19 have his lap back. Good for him. The
Oh,
my
Steve!
goodness. We have a real race going on now for the finish. 3 wide.
Racing back, 3 wide.
Oh, they smartened up. Good job by them. And the 18 way to the outside. Wait, the race to the finish, folks.
Prosperity. Ken Ron will take the lead here.
Wow,
Great move
what
by
a
Ken
finish.
Ron there.
What
And
a-
a great save by...
What a run to the yellow flag
Wow.
there.
Gee, wah.
That's the danger of giving someone a lap back. I think he lifted a little. The car got out of shape on him.
Yep. And that's a shame.
Man, no carnage though. Which,
Yeah,
woo,
yeah.
I thought there was going to be a big one there.
I bet you he was puckering right there, boy. Well, the other cars were on the same page, but Steve was expecting
We'll take another
the
look at that.
Yeah, Steve was expecting the 19. He lifted. He was expecting the 19 to get a better run there,
Milky,
and he did.
There was contact. It looked like between the 19 and the 83.
Yeah, obviously he was expecting a little the 19 to get a better run off that, and so then he had to get out of it, and he was completely sideways
Wow,
at
what a
180
save
here.
by Steve Weber there. I'm sure his life might have flashed in front of his eyes there. Ken Ron leading him down. We go back live.
This pit stop
lane.
is
This
pit stop is really important here.
And we know who.
Come on, Kenny.
Robert Bokum, a great pit stop.
Ken
artist.
Ron right in his stall there.
Ken Hansen there has the preferred #1 pit stall.
And there's a spot in
2
between
tires
there,
by
so
Ken Ron.
Ken gets a nice.
2 tires.
Excuse me, I got excited there. Ken Ron had a nice exit there too. Don't know if he needed 2 tires there. I think he could have got out in front of the 9 with 4 because the space in between was vacated by a DNF car there.
Yeah, that's another.
Got to look at that stuff right there.
Another
That's
interesting move there.
I don't like it.
It's unnecessary move.
It's too early for that. 15 laps or less, you get a caution. You do 2 tires, in my opinion. Otherwise, of course, Ken Ron, the 9 crew was extremely slow there. Did those other cars get 2 too?
No, everyone else looks like they took 4. So, boy, I don't know about that move there by Ken Ron.
That is going to be questionable.
That's going to hurt him right there.
Well,
9 gets in his stall well, and his pit crew takes forever.
Yeah, it looks like maybe looks like they may have had a loose lug there on the outside there, Milty. And that cost them precious positions here on this
Bochum,
possible final restart.
Bochum and Steve Weber got a great stop, along with Alan Myers there in the 101. Here comes Alan Myers, folks. If you haven't heard this guy before, obviously Greg knows about this guy. A winner in FSB Cup, and we've talked a lot about his talent. Now he's in the top 5 here with the big boys.
Mm-hmm. I think he's very happy where he's sitting right now.
He can roll. He's very comfortable.
Another driver who has just absolutely studied the game and has paid a lot of attention to watching the faster guys, and that's what anybody that wants to get faster has to do. You got to practice and you got to watch and you have to ride around with these guys. You can do that with this sim. You can ride around. You can look and see what they're doing from the inside the car, outside the car. Plenty of replay action here, so you can follow and try to learn something. And I think this 101 has been doing a great job of learning.
Oh yeah.
Well, Ken Ron is he's normally like I would say a lot like me in his pace with this great field. Back in the day, maybe I was a faster guy, but in this reality, you have to reinvent yourself if you want to compete. So he got 2 tires here. He's got Robert Bochum with 4 tires on his ass here. Steve Weber also with 4 there. Now all of a sudden you got one of the studs in the league and multiple world champion there. This changes things here. Is Robert going to go off and leave these guys once again, or are they going to do something here?
Teammates, so a lot of communication going on, I'm sure, between the two.
My guess is that the 18 is going to probably get by the 303 there and just kind of ride, let his tires give him a good run, because he's got to still do a fairly long run here with them tires. And I think you'll just see him get in front of the 303 and just stay there and not really take off.
Well, they're going to be at about 25 to go.
Yep, 25 to go when we go green. Ron on 2 tires is our leader. Robert Bochum, teammate right behind him. Steve Weber with the run of the season right now, in 3rd.
Well, he's been at the cusp of this and consummately in the top 5 in Pro Cup and in this series and Pro Truck. So he's evolved into a different dimension that he used to be in as the pace car is off.
Pace car's off, of course. We also know that we got some inside cars here, so we'll go live. Ken Ron will lead him down.
They're going to stay low here. It looks like at this point, unless you really got a good piece. Let's see what Guidry does here. Bochum is all on the apron.
Ooh, that was
wisely woes it up,
yeah.
He wisely woed it up there and slowed down.
Great car control.
Make
no mistake, Robert would love to see Ken Ron win this race. Robert's solidly sitting
Well,
on a sack of seeds here in
Robert,
points.
Robert,
So he's
will-
not worried about winning this race as far
Oh
as
yes, he is.
points.
Robert goes for the. Let me tell you right
Yeah,
now.
come on.
That's Robert
Damn it.
wants the W, and I don't care who you are. He ain't gonna let the
You're
303
absolutely
win.
right.
I don't know where you came up with that one, Milton.
Come on,
Nobody
man.
gonna
I'm
win.
just trying to play it here, but he's got the sponsor on the hood there, so they're sitting there going, I don't think so.
There he is.
You want the money next year? You better win this race.
Absolutely. He wants to have a collision center in victory lane every week. And right now,
You're my teammate, Sammy. You know me too well, man.
Ken Ron off to a great, got off to a great restart, and continuing to lead. Robert Bocum shadowing him in second. Mike Guidry slotted in the third position. Of course, one lap down, though.
They need to go about 10 laps here, and Ken needs to stay in the top 5, and then they need another caution to where they dictate what,
Well, this is
a mandatory tire stop here.
This is interesting for the 83, who needs to get by the 30 car, but then he's got the 6 behind him, who will go on the outside very quickly as soon as he starts looking low. So watch for that to happen.
Yeah, we'll see if Mike gives the leaders room to race, or if he's racing hard right now. It seems like his car is fast enough, but here's a move by Steve Weber on the inside.
He'll choose it to go with him.
Yeah, good move by the 6 car to go with him. Ken Hansen seems to be struggling
Oh,
now, Sam.
I'm saying Bill. I'm saying the car looks the same. It's the 6 car. Ken Hansen, yeah, he showed great. What a great beginning race for him. But seems like he's just riding right now. He's not able to really do much.
Yeah, that arrow on the front, not leading or not being close to the front there,
And Bocum's
and
gonna make
also
his move.
seeing this.
Oh,
Ken's also looking at a
Slamming the
championship
door
here.
there on the boss.
and letting the 83 catch up. So
Yes.
they're coming. They're coming.
Steve Weber.
You got a chance to win a race here, man. Forget
great
that team
run by
order
Steve
shit,
Weber.
man. It's time to go, man.
Will be a 20 to go next lap around.
Fight, man, fight. Come on, Kenny.
And there we see him. Top 4 are all together now, getting around Mike Guidry. Ken Hansen trying to get around them and join this top 4, but Ken's struggling just a little.
Yeah, he's starting to push up, which, like Sammy would agree, to defend, you need to defend low here and make them pass high here. When you start pushing
Which is
up,
what the 6 is doing.
Yeah, and Mark DeSenza taking a look on the outside of Steve Weber.
Oh,
But they're nose to tail, really nowhere for Mark DeSenza to go right now.
Yeah, the 83 needs to defend low and make him pass high. If you pass me high here, then, I'll shake your hand.
And the 303 is using every bit of that racetrack he can to get the 18 behind him. And I don't suspect pretty soon that 18 is going to take a shot.
6 is making a move.
No, he's
on
not going to
Steve
wreck
Weber.
him for it, but, oh, come on. Yeah, he got
Side
pushed
by
up high
side.
there.
He needs to give him
That's-
that position
that-
to get right
absolutely.
in behind him.
And the 9's going to capitalize on this. He was sitting on a sack.
Smart
Oh,
move by the 83.
oh,
No, he gets in there.
The big
There goes
cactus.
the 18 for the lead.
And 18 has taken the lead, and now the 6 wants to go too. Oh, and we got the 30
They might freight
spinning
train him.
behind him. The 30 has spun and wrecked.
This is what Ken Ron needs here, because now it's going to mandate a decision on whether or not you stay out pit 2 tires or 4 tires. You needs a caution right here. And he gets
it.
it.
Yes, he got it. The 30 car hard into the outside wall.
17 to go. It'll be about 14 to go. What do you do, Sammy?
I pit.
I bet.
You pit.
Absolutely.
Ken Ron,
The
he's
2
got
tires
2
didn't
already.
do-
He's
Yeah,
got
boy.
to get 4.
gotta
Is
get
Robert
4.
going to get 2? Robert's got track position. You might as well get 4, because you know your teammate's going to have to get 4. No.
I would get 4.
You'll see the top leaders. All of them are going to get 4 here.
I think we just saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I think so.
that Ken drove the wheels off that car for what, about?
If I'm
10
Steve
laps,
Weber, I
so-
get 2 right now. if I'm Steve Weber or Hansen,
or
I might
even
get
Billy
2.
Yarbrough. Yeah,
I might get 2 right here.
Yeah, you're looking at about
Now-
13 laps,
yeah,
14
now,
laps.
this
Green
is when
flag.
you do it right here.
yeah. So we're gonna follow him in.
The
Mark
6
DeCenza's
stays
staying
out.
6 stays out.
Wow, what a bold move by Mark DeCenza.
And the 83
man.
trying to duck on the outside looked like he wasn't going to go out. Was going to stay on the track,
He
and now
got
he
kind of
lost.
forced. He got forced
Yeah.
out there. Lost some position there.
Yeah, well,
Hansen got by him there.
Good job by Ken Hansen keeping the speed limit at max.
God, to reiterate what my man here said, Sammy. This shit ain't easy.
And
4 tires for Boca Motorsports.
Here comes the dog with 2.
Dog with 2. That's what
Ken
you
with
do.
2.
You gotta do.
So
Ken with 2.
Ken took your advice. He took 2.
He
Bochum
took
4,
insides.
Dog
No.
2.
You take insides or outsides again. Insides will get you out of pit road faster, but
So we'll see.
DeCenza's a sitting duck, but he's not a duck because he's Mark DeCenza. So you better watch out. He will defend. I like
Bold.
Robert's chances again here
Bold
as he
move by
gets
Mark
out.
DeCenza staying out on
Mark-
the existing tires. Everyone at least got
18
a
gets
minimum of 2
4.
behind them.
There, he's in big trouble.
And
I thought they could beat the 18 out with 2, but his pit stop was exemplary as usual.
And we still have some lap down cars, and we will be outside of 10 laps still. So we will have a double file restart at the front again, most likely. So that could
I'll be
play
right
a
back.
factor as well. Let's see once we get this set. So Mark DeCenza will be your leader. The 9 of Ken Hansen took 2 tires is second. Robert Bochum third. Robert took 4 tires. Like the veteran move by Robert Bochum, Sammy.
There's no doubt. I mean, he's in his strongest position here. The 108's got 2, and the 303's got, I think, took 4. So I'm saying the 18, 303, and the 54. If they can get past this gaggle of cars here, they're going to be super strong. I think it's going to be hard to beat the 18 now.
Yeah, and we see Steve Weber getting buried now back into 7th place. So no 2-tire strategy for Webb. Joe Cutt, Alan Myers, and Troy Higgins rounding out the top 10. 16 laps to go. Lights are still on, so we probably will go green about lap 4 with 14 to go. If Mark had 2 tires, I'd like his chances with 14 to go. With no tires, he's going to have to really do something special.
That is an interesting choice. 10 to go, like you said. I would have considered it, but this might be a little tricky. We'll see what happens because the 18, of course, is the teammate. And it's really interesting the situation here with the 9 who has 2 tires, and the 6 has none, and the 18 has 4. So.
Yeah, mixed bag.
I like Robert's chances, man. I mean, to get that track position like that. But if I was the 9 or if I was the 6, I would have got 2. Dog got 2. I would have done that too. Ken Ron got 2. I would have done that. Bill got 4. But is he going to get the full green flag laps to make it happen? The 18 is in the catbird seat, folks.
You would think so. I like Ken Hansen's position as well.
If that's a good gamble by him.
If he can get around Mark DeCenza fairly quickly. I think if it strings out, I think he's going to be
I
trouble.
agree. Yeah, I would have done that too if I could think that fast. It's easy to sit here.
So here come the lappers.
Yeah, and this is the other wild card here. These cars all, of course, have 4 tires.
But they're beat up and they know their position at this point. It's one thing when there's 100 laps to go, but now you need to. Well, if I was in that position with 100 laps to go, I'm racing back to get my lap back.
I don't know that I've been here in this situation before, and I always go to myself, why are these guys going to race me hard? And they do.
Okay,
so
yeah,
it's possible. You know, they might just be racing this pretty hard. Pruitt's a great driver, and he might just go for it here.
He might just go for
he's
it.
beat up
We'll
too.
see.
You know,
Uh,
he's on TV, so let's do it. You better watch not passing the leader there.
yeah, they better not pass the lead.
Oh, and he backs off, and
yeah,
that's what they
go out
need
at the
to
wrong
do.
second.
Get out of the
that's
way
okay.
and let these guys race, man.
Yeah, nothing wrong
It's
with that. The top three break away quickly.
Sportsmanship.
I want to say the 108 either blew a shift or something because he really lost a lot of time there.
I think he got spooked a little bit out of the corner of his eye watching the lappers. This is a development. He's put himself in this position, and this is kind of new for him in this big stage. So he definitely, or he may miss the shift.
12 to go, and we got the 6 and the 9 looking strong, but that 18, I'm telling you, he's going to reel him in pretty quick.
Absolutely.
He is. I think when you're Ken Hansen, you got to make a move here very quickly.
And he is. There he goes.
He is, and that's what he has to do, and he has to make this stick right now. He can't follow
couldn't
him
get it
too
done
much longer, or Robert Bokum will get around him.
Dissenza knows what he needs to do, and that's stay down low. And if there's a guy that knows car control with worn-out tires,
Caution is out.
Caution's out. This
Caution
is a big
is out.
favor for these guys.
Absolutely.
This is a big difference because now they will have a single-fire restart and only about 7 or 8 laps to go, and this race ain't over, ladies and gentlemen.
And you do not pit now.
Sure you do. If you're you, Milky, we're going to make you pit.
Well, why?
There's beer in there.
Yeah,
There'll be beer in the pit stall and a hot dog for you.
There's also 10 cars on the lead lap, so all the beer in China is not going to make me pit right now.
Wow.
That's saying something
like
there,
that
Mr. Bernardo.
I like that discipline. Milky, that's impressive.
Yes, it is. I got to give it to you there, buddy. That's impressive.
Well, like the old Italians used to tell me, you talk a big, you know.
The 6 is looking to pull in.
The pits. Now
That's amazing.
Now, well, you know, he was. Wow, I don't know, man.
I don't know that one.
I know nothing.
That's scratching my head up here, folks. I really
know
am.
nothing.
You might as well. You know, you've got 12, 15 cars in the lead lap here.
I need to disconnect here. I don't know shit.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I mean, you got.
You're going to gamble the first time. You might as well just keep out there and gamble now.
I mean, there could be another caution, and you just drive under caution to victory.
Yeah, very.
I don't understand that one, man.
Well.
Holy cow! This is FSBRacing.com, folks. You want a taste of this? You want to join our league? Get the game. You can start out green as the grass. You got a computer. We'll tell you how to get a wheel. Doesn't take much money. It's very cheap. You're watching this. You could be a part of this in time if you earn your membership. And
well, there's just no other value like
here it is.
Once you pay for your, you get your steering wheel and set up, and we get you set up. We'll help you get set up if you're interested, folks. And I'll tell you one thing: once you get out here, it does not cost much of money. It's about $10 a month for dues to race here, which is an incredible value. Where else can you do that? Go to iRacing, and you'll be spending $1,000 a month just to race and have a decent track to race on.
I spent a bunch of money on that, and now I can't even race because I don't have any money because, you know, that's it. You know,
iRacing.
I mean, it's a great thing, you know.
Yeah, it is a great thing. But
built by the same game
expensive.
builders, the same builders that build that and own that built this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very much intertwined. NR 2003 was just a landmark game. And
never been anything like it before or after.
And it still isn't.
And
they still don't have pit stops like we do. They still don't have the whole gambit of when you want to simulate real racing. As a son of a real race car driver, I'm never going to be a real race car driver. But what I wanted to do was play a game that made me feel like I was pretending I was a race car driver, and this is the one here. I could
Absolutely.
drive in my cockpit. I can make pit stops. I can make mistakes. I can
Well,
race against
who
great
would have thought?
drivers.
Who would have thought 10, 20 years ago? I wouldn't have thought. I dreamt this game, and so I often say that I dreamt doing something like this and not having to spend 30, 40, $60,000 racing a short track car, no
Yeah,
less
and
than
you
anything
did
bigger.
that. You know,
And
you did
and
real racing.
well, I was a crew chief, but I luckily I didn't have to put much money into it. But I could have never afforded to be competitive out there in real racing. But here you can do it, and if you got some skills, you can show it off. As we can show that we've got some talent here. We've got some handicapped drivers here. And I shouldn't say handicapped; they're disabled, and they do a great job here. Oh, the lights out on the pace car. We have a great little finish coming up here, Greg. It's going to be 7 laps.
Yes.
It's looking like.
Yeah, 7-lap shootout. Ken Hansen, 2 tires, maybe a little more equal now with Robert Bolton.
Well, I think this is the
in
first
fourth,
time.
so he's
This
gonna
is the
have
first
to-
time they've went mano a mano at the end here with equality here, and Dog in third
Dog in
there.
third, and Ken Ron
And,
lurking in fourth.
and I'm not
and-
going to say I can't believe it, because I can believe it. And I remember a couple of years ago when he started this league, and I think me and him were both on suspension, and I was well, no, I think my computer took a shit, and we were both talking on the phone, and we were talking about stuff, and he said, you know what, someday I'm going to be a champion. Someday I'm going to race like this and be a contender. And it's just so cool to see the life stories and also the friendships that are developed here. It's more than it's a dynamic that you can't imagine, along with the competition. That what a
probably
race! You know?
one of the best female drivers I've ever seen. I've been around racing a long time. So another Nicole Johnson there too. So we got quite a diverse bunch of folks here that really are just some talent. Let's see if this 9 can pull it off there, Greg.
We're gonna see if this 9 can bring it home. 7 laps to go here. Mark DeSenza, by the way, restarting 7th in this running order.
Wow, the 18
4
no
tires,
quarter.
So we'll see. Dog
18
off
is
to
all over
another
the 9.
struggling start there.
Ken
for
Ron
Dog.
has a really good start there, a fair start, which is
Remember, no
you know,
passing to the backstretch.
you don't want to all of a sudden do something different. That's not allowed here. No hanky panky, and
Wow.
and that's a very Robert really drives it. Oh, and Ken Ron goes up. Ken Hansen goes up high there.
And there's a battle for the lead here, but Ken got beat low, and now Robert's going to take full advantage of that, and let's see what happens as they get into 1.
Yeah, those 2
he's-
tires are gone now. That's you can't do nothing with that. Wow, they came close.
What an orchestration of this race throughout the chaos of all these cautions
Look at
and
this
stuff.
battle behind the lead.
You can hate a winner, but let me tell you, you know, myself, I love a winner. I love watching them. I love
it's tough.
watching, and it ain't over yet.
Yeah, it's tough when you. I worked on a championship team, and when the 4th year of our 4th championship, people started hating you because you win so much. But this Robert Bocum, he's a talent, and he's the guy that you got to beat out there. If you want to win a race and you beat Bocum outright, you've won a race because you beat the best. So
Great battle here
he's
between
gonna slaughter him here. So he's got 4 laps to go when he crosses the line, and I don't think there's much he can do with this cat tonight. Maybe next week.
We'll see. Mark DeSenza continues his climb.
Great battle behind there.
Yeah, the
5
battles
laps
will
to
be
go.
for 3rd,
Mark,
4th, 5th. there.
Mark might just get there. With 5
He's
to go,
coming.
he's really coming, and he's in the
Come on,
draft
Mark.
with teammates here. Ken Ron ahead of him. He knows Mark came in and got those 4 fresh ones, which definitely means he's got the best tires of anyone now, and he's coming, and he's going to make a move to the inside of Ken Ron. And
How
he'll be in
about
3rd
Joe
position.
Cutter up in 7th there out of nowhere? How many times
we
Joe
don't call his
Cutter?
number all night, and then he's there at the end.
Yeah, Joe Cutter is like friggin' Kevin Harvick. Where did he come from?
Yeah, we haven't called his number all night since I've been here, and there he is.
And
Bill looking down low. Oh, he takes a look at Ken Ron, but can't can't complete the deal.
No,
3 to
but
go.
Ken Hansen has not left Robert Bokum very far.
No,
but
and this
Mark
is interesting.
DeSenza is coming.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gotta work with Mark, but Mark doesn't want to defile his teammate.
It's gonna
But
be
at the
too
same
good.
time here, he needs to show down low and take a look down low and hope Mark will go with him. If Mark goes high, Mark will suffer because Ken Ron is right there. But they're teammates too. What are they gonna do?
2 over the line,
Looking
2
low.
laps to
He's
go,
trying
and
to
here he
do
goes.
basically
Come on,
same
here
moves
comes
that
Mark
Rob-
DeSenza down low on the inside.
2 to go.
Well,
Robert Bokum
there's a Bokum party right
side
here.
by side in second. Robert Bokum likes seeing this side by side. It's stretched out that lead just a bit. And Ken
I don't know if I'd
Hansen-
want to see that 6 on fresh tires coming
But-
up behind me, though.
Yeah, and now it's teammate on teammate, and once again, I mean, what a class act the 9 is there. How many times can I say
White
this?
flag.
Because your testosterone could get the best of you right there, and he realized his
That 6
situation,
has a
and
shot.
you just got beat.
6
does.
has a shot.
If he can keep
That's
it down
why he's
low
fighting
here
for
and
the
accelerate off
championship
the
here.
turn.
He's looking pretty good here.
Come
He's
on,
going
Mark,
high.
here.
Going
Come
low.
on, take him down low.
What will he do? He's taking a
Oh.
look. Robert covers him.
And he's making sure he's going to give him everything he's got.
This will be it, right? Coming off of 4. He'll go
Take
down
him
And
down
he'll go
low.
low.
We're
Take
gonna
a
hit the
photo
line.
finish.
and Robert
Oh,
Bokum will
Oh,
take
Bokum
it.
gets him.
Great job.
Ken
Great
Hansen
finish.
held on to 3rd. Battle
7
for
car
4th. I don't-
finish there at the end.
And 7 cars finishing inside
Do they
of 8
not
tenths of a
disappoint
second.
or what?
What a great run by
Every
Mark
week.
DeSenza.
Oh, love kiss right there between the teammates of the Apple Collisions team there. They do not disappoint. And they got a huge fan base watching here live on FSB TV. And once again, they deliver.
And there we see that checkered flag flying. Robert Bokum with about a car length.
Ee,
victory.
Wawa.
Just about
Oh, what a great
car
finish.
length, man.
Great,
So,
great finish by these guys. Guys, I got to take off. I'm going to be going to work. But it was fun to join you on the broadcast tonight, and congratulate these winners for me. I got to get out here and go to work.
Thanks, Sam. As usual, we always love you up here in the booth. And
I don't know
Great
if you want
job.
to be up here for a while there. I posted a message, and I said that guys ain't getting back with me. Anyway,
I finally
yeah,
saw it.
definitely
I finally
appreciate
saw it.
You joining us in the booth, Sam. I wish it was under better circumstances, of course, but definitely
Hey, we had-
appreciate
we-
your time.
we had a great time tonight. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Thanks again for all you do.
All right.
There's
so,
Sam Young has left the
taking
building.
And we're taking a look here at the official standings. What a race! 2 hours long.
Gee,
This
wow.
was an endurance race almost, Milty. This is like a real deal race tonight. Charlotte never disappointing. 2 hour punishment. Robert Bokum comes on top, but just 7/100ths of a second separating him and Mark DeSenza. Ken Hansen, the Kens, 3rd and 4th. Bill Yarbrough comes back for a 5th. Steve Weber 6th with a wonderful run. As did Joe Cutt, Dog with a great top 10. Allen and Jim Scharf. Shout out to Scharf there as well. Last car on the lead lap. Not easy to stay on the lead lap here. So that Thor Dog Racing is
2 cars
just
in the top 10 again, and
rejuvenated. 3
that
cars.
they've been doing
Ken Hansen, Dog,
3
and
cars
Scharf.
in the top 10, and
So
they've been doing that.
Yeah, they've
Oh.
announced themselves very nicely.
Here we are.
And so great run there. Only 4 cars, 1 lap or more down, and that was it for running cars. So Charlotte claiming a boneyard here, Milty.
Well, it's the nature of the beast. 30 car field once again on Friday night, and
And once again, Robert Bokum drinking some champagne in Victory Lane. Teammate Mark DeSenza just having a great week. What a great week for Mark DeSenza. And Ken Hansen, tremendous run. He fell back a little there toward the end, but Came on strong at the end, made a great move there with the 2 tires. Gave him the best chance at winning, I think, Milty. But
I
those
think
2
so.
tires
It
for
still
the
was
track
his best
position it gave
shot.
him, and just came up a little short.
Yeah, but you like why he's in the championship picture is, of course, you're dealing with the 18, so it's definitely up against him, but he's still looking at a podium finish, or unless the season isn't over yet, so you never know what could happen. But when you see how he moved once he got beat there on the outside, and you saw that alter the race. Class, smart, uh, knowledgeable racing from these drivers, and of course skill. What a show!
Absolutely. So Milty will do his usual cajoling to get some guys up in the booth here. See if we can get Robert Bokum and Mark DeSenza to talk about that great battle there at the end. And of course, we'd love to hear from Ken Hansen as well. So, Milty, why don't you go out and see what those guys are gonna give for us? And yeah, great runs by some guys that we don't talk about. Joe Cutt, we talked about him earlier in the race. Admin's the series, probably the most difficult series to admin with just the car count and the amount of cautions and close racing. A lot to review by Joe Cutt. Great run by him. Stayed clean the whole race. Had something there at the end. Quality finish by Joe Cutt. Allen brought the car home. Top 10 finish. We talked about Thor Dog having 3 in the top 10. Uh, so just a great race overall, and some I'm sure maybe a little disappointed with their finishes, but I think there's a lot more people probably very happy uh, with the way they finished, considering a lot of carnage out there, a lot of contact, a lot of cautions early on to lose focus. But those guys that finished in the top 3, they kept their focus. And the number 1 man, there he is again, up in the booth. We'll brush off the Robert Bokum chair here in the corner of the broadcast booth. And Robert, man, I'll tell you, Milty was saying this race kind of seemed like fell right into your lap there at the end.
Yeah, we had a good run. I mean, I had a good car all night, and me and Mark, we worked good together, pacing ourselves. We'd kind of worked it out. We were just going to kind of pace ourselves, but we kept having all them quick cautions. And then we had that long green run, and the car just came alive. I mean, by halfway through the run, it took off like a rocket. And then we pitted, me and Ken Hansen at the same time. And I mean, I was well down pit road when the caution come out, so I went ahead and pitted, and it gave me LLL. So I had to work my way up and just use some kind of my teammates work with me and get me back up through there. But I almost messed up and told Mark, "Hey man, you ought to go in there and get 4 tires and just let it hang right here." It about made him work for it.
Yeah, that was a great run at the end, Mark. Mark, we were a little puzzled at your strategy there at the end. Taking the 2 tires, we thought maybe was maybe a little unnecessary, and then the no tire move. Tell us a little about that.
I think it's the wrong person. I took tires every time I went down pit road. I think that was Mike.
Well, the pit stop before
Yeah, the
that,
last time you did.
you took no tires,
You
so
took no tires.
you
stayed
stayed
out.
You
out.
don't remember that?
No, I never pitted. I
Yeah,
stayed
Yeah.
that's what we sayed. You took no tires, so we were
I-
wondering why you didn't
well,
fit there with everyone else.
I thought
pitting.
quite a few people would stay out, but they didn't. And the last pit, I had to pit because Ken was behind me. He was already getting around. I was a dead duck. I mean, I was a sitting duck if I didn't pit the last one. So I
Your
said,
pit
well,
crew still helped you big time, and you're still able to muscle through Ken Hansen with the 2 tires, and you needed about another lap at the boss there. That was a great show at the end there, but but we were kind of mystified a little bit with not stopping there and staying out.
the tires weren't that bad, but the new tires did help. And a couple times Ken came up on me, and I knew I was toast. So when the caution come out, I said, well, I might as well just pit. because I'm not going to finish probably in the top 5 if I don't.
Yeah, it turned out to be a great move, and as Milty just said, if you had maybe another 2-3 laps, it might have been a different ending there. But yeah, great run all night though, Mark. Tough battles there, like you said, had to go back, maybe back to front there at the end, but good job there. And Ken, we were rooting for you there. We saw you take the lead with that 2-tire move, and uh, just a little too many laps there at the end.
Yeah, it was going to be impossible to haul off Robert with 4 tires. I forgot about Mark. It's like, I raced Robert pretty hard into that corner. I was going to try to work that upper groove with the 2 tires, but man, we just about collided. I had to let off of it because we were that close.
Yeah, and then once you got beat there, that was a really class act. That's why you're in the top 3 in points in this series, because you managed the race there. You got beat there, and you let them by when you had to, but you're just always right there in the mix, and you always seem to make the right decisions, which is very impressive, and that's why you're right up there challenging Robert for the points.
Feel bad not having Mike around at the end there. We were drafting pretty good there in the beginning.
Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it's, Mike was so strong there early, and it just shows the competition level and how fast things can change, and Robert was kind of mired back there where Mark was more to the front, and just amazing how quickly it can change, and it was a great show for the fans, though, you guys put on.
Yeah, I just blew that. I blew that one corner there, and that gave Robert the opportunity to catch me. So
yeah,
that's what I get for mirror driving.
Well, it was a great effort. I think it was the right decision for you based on where you were in the running order. So I think still something to be proud of. And it's also helped you jump back up to second in points, jumping up over. Unfortunately, Nicole missed the start here tonight, so she'll fall back a little. But Ken, you're second in points. Yeah, the number might not be what you want to see behind Robert, who's just had, 12 starts, 7 wins, 12 top 5s. I mean, great season, Robert, Ken. So you got your work cut out for you there, but you got to be pretty satisfied with the way the season's going.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, up and down every week. You never know how it's gonna finish, so I'll take it when I can get it. Definitely, man. Top 5s are awesome.
And Robert, you're just having maybe one of your best seasons you've had in all of Winston Cup for sure.
Yeah, with this competition level,
be very satisfied with your races this season.
Oh, definitely. We've had some great luck this year. We actually missed the start too, so for us to be able to where we're at, that's pretty good out of the team. And I want to give a special thanks to Apple Collision Center. They come on board this year, and I think we're definitely making them happy anyways right now. And especially with me and Mark running first and second like that, it looks good. I do want to give a big shout out also to my wife. What wife stands here and cheers you on like mine was in the background? I mean, what more can you ask for? So yeah,
mine says shut the door.
Mine is the crew chief of the race, Jennifer. She's definitely my crew chief. She was back here in her car. She rubbed my shoulder. You can do it. You can do it. I'm like, oh, you're stressing me out. Sit down. You're stressing me. Maybe a little
added pressure there almost.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, great run by everybody. I seen Ken. I knew even this setup, even with the tires, the draft would pull you up so fast that I was trying to be easy on my tires. Yeah, well, I seen Mark coming. So I started trying to be easy, and I knew coming in back straight he was going to get a run, so I watched him. And as soon as I seen the front of his car drop down, I knew he let out, so I let out real quick and stood back in the throttle. And I said, all right, I'm going to give you the bottom here, so make it look good. I said, just don't turn me. We'll be all right. But he had a great run. I was cheering him on. It sucked trying to race my own car and cheer him on, too.
Yeah, we were wondering when we saw Mark coming if the the teammate code would go out the window there. It was some pretty good racing.
I was hoping it wasn't gonna.
Well, honestly, that's the one thing I don't have to worry about. We over here there is no, hey, you gotta let me, or I'm gonna run here. I tell them, our thing is we work together. When it gets towards the end of the race, if you got the car, if I don't, I'm gonna work with you. I know y'all said something about Ken up front. I told Ken, I said, I wish you had 4 tires. I said, because I would stay back here and push you all I can, but his 2 tires is just not as good on a long run. And I seen Weber start trying to peak, so I hate to get under Ken like that. But that's the one good thing about it. I don't have to worry about Mark running there and doing this, or Nicole, Ken, or Troy, anybody like that. I mean, none of these guys really. I mean, this group of guys is freaking awesome this year. I mean, this is probably some of the best racing you've seen out of FSB in years that I've been in here.
Definitely some of the best finishes.
Awesome races, yeah.
There was no team code, but a couple more laps, it would have been interesting.
Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I would have had to pass him high, I'm sure.
You were definitely. You guys were racing for real, and there was definitely no team orders there. That's for sure.
No, it was fun. If I could have passed him, I would have.
Not to mention, Mark, you capped off a pretty damn good week for yourself here, so you got to be happy with that.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Like I said, we're getting momentum at the end of the season for a change. So just keep it them top 3s, top 5s.
Yeah.
So now, just to so with the Pro Cup there, both you guys got a real good shot at winning that thing. What's your strategy going into Pro Cup? If these viewers haven't watched Wednesday nights,
Well, you actually
we got
got
a little thing called Pro Cup here. It's pretty important.
Yeah, you actually got 10 guys that can win it out there. Way I look at it, it's funny you said because we had to talk about it before this race, and like I told them, just keep doing what we're doing. If Mark comes out with it, hey, I'll be just happy. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have it. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't, just anybody. But at the same time, if a car can win it with our logo on it, then I'll be just as happy as for the next person. So we'll do just the same thing we've did all year. We'll work together. Try to use each other when we need to, and then when it comes down to it, who's got the best car, that's where it goes. We'll go from there.
The only strategy I got is just finish in front of all the chase cars.
See?
That's good strategy.
Well, you guys are
Not gonna
1,
be
2,
easy, but-
you guys are 1, 2, 3, and Jeff Hale has got computer problems, so the next drivers there are Sam Young and Jim Ray, 4th and 5th FSB Racing. Then you got 7th there for the Apple Collision team. And then Nicole, who sneaked in the top 10 there, and she's still a viable factor, especially if she can pull off some wins here early in the chase. I like your chances.
Yeah,
As a team.
the chase is just a wild card deal. We did it, I think, a year or so ago in the Cup. I had 100-something point lead. We start over, did the chase deal. First race, the guy in front of me, steering wheel comes off on lap 2. I'm destroyed. Second race, I'm leading Dover, 6 laps to go, and my power cuts off. And end up finishing second in it. So, I mean, the thing about it is you can't, if you have one bad race,
It's a
you're in
DNF.
trouble.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it's one of
It's
them
a
deals.
DNF. Yeah.
Exactly. It's one of them deals where, do I think I can make it stick to go in there for the win, or do I roll out and take my second and go on? And you pretty much know where I'll be on that end.
Well, fans, be checking that out. Wednesday night, Greg Bernardo will be definitely broadcasting the chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And Robert, with just a slim now 6-point advantage over a bunch of good drivers, and just a 12-point lead over basically the whole field. So that's one bad race, and that 12 points is gone. So that's what Robert's talking about. Got to be on point for 6 more races, and then see how those points hash out.
Definitely. And y'all keep tuning in, broadcasting, and comment on these guys' broadcasts. Y'all don't, we might put a lot in racing, but Greg and Milt put a lot of time in his broadcasting. So give them a comment and a shout out on Twitch there for broadcasting. I mean, I showed somebody that come in the shop today. It's his first time they ever seen. He's like, "Damn, what channel was this on again?" I was like, "No, man, it's on the computer, man." He's like, "Dude, this is freaking crazy." So actually, he's watching tonight, so it's pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
like I
thank
said, I
you.
appreciate all y'all do too, and
Yeah,
great
it's a good
job to these two
Privilege.
guys right here behind me. They put on a hell of a show tonight. Like I said, a little here, a little there, and it could have been reversed in any way possible. So great job, you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great job on
Great
the
race, man.
very good race at the end there. Good show. We appreciate y'all joining us, spending a little time after the race. I know it's a marathon race tonight, almost like a real. We were talking about the nationwide race going on. This was almost like the nationwide race in car count and in length.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, it's a good thing. I'll stick around if it's a 5-hour race to get to talk to y'all because that means we'll have to finish in top three. So,
Yeah, I
well, I'm
hear you
happy
on
with
that.
that.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Great job, Robert. Congrats on the win. Ken, Mark, great runs as
Good job.
usual, and hope to talk to you again. That means good things happen when we talk to you. So, congratulations, FSB Racing, Wednesday, Friday nights, live broadcast. Check it out.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good job, Ken, Mark.
Good job.